when it comes to the eyes of Ghanaians. Imagine you're taking a tax of 1 cedi out of 12 cedis. Then what are you trying to tell me? Me taking 1 cedi out of 100 cedis was a problem, and you taking 12 cedis. You taking 1 cedi out of 12 cedis, you are telling me is good, and then it's something that we are supposed to, accept, and then embrace it. No, it doesn't look right, and then I don't think it's the best. And then now with e-levy, it was not affecting all Ghanaians. It was just few people that it was affecting. But with the D-levy, it's affecting everybody. Whether you like it or not, whether I have a car or not, it will definitely affect me. Why? Because why would it affect me? Now, the Trotsky I pick in and out, they buy fuel. So based on the charges they are going to charge them, they will also deduct it from my for the fare, and I'm going to pay for it. So automatically I'm paying indirectly. Now aside that, I will buy food. The food I buy, the people bringing or selling the food, they go and then what? Do transport. They transport the food. So automatically they are paying the tax. Indirectly, I'm also paying. You understand? Aside that also, there are a lot of things we do. We do transport. We buy a lot of things, and all those things we buy, they are through what? Taxes we pay through transport. So automatically, it's
a nuisance tax. Let me ask this question. What was e-levy for?
E-levy was to help raise some funds to be able to run the economy, because we're lacking a lot. And then some of the e-levies money were being pumped into our education sector. Some were also being pumped into other projects that was going on in the country.
How much revenue did we make from e-levy?
For that one, I have not made a research about, so I can't speak on that.
But have you even heard your governments? Did you hear them being able, when asked, to bring out the figure they made from e-levy?
That is what I just said, that I have not done that research, or I have not seen anything of that sort, so I can't talk much about that.
That's fair. That's fair. When they spoke about this D-levy that we've given to did you hear them mention what it was for?
They said for Dumso. Now, Dumso, I can't remember when my government was leaving power, they went on a loan. I think they requested for a loan to invest into this Dumso issue, about 2.something billion or so. I've forgotten the figure. I'll check and then let you know. And this money is still there in the coffers.
It's still there?
Yes. The loan is still active.
In whose coffers?
In the
energy sector.
Yes, the energy sector. I'm coming. I want to check it and give you that distance.
All right.
So if they are telling us that now they want to raise an amount of money for that, see, to me,
how much was the loan? 2.7.
I'm coming. I want to be sure of what I'm saying, so that it won't be like I'm just throwing dust into
that's
the
fair.
eyes of Ghanaians.
But then the actual point is that this D-levy has a specific agenda to tackle, right? Unlike e-levy that we didn't really see what it was meant for.
Oh, really? Me, I don't believe them. I don't believe these people, because how can we're in this country when the energy minister came to tell us that about 2,000 plus of containers are missing in the port, and they were going all out attacking NPP as appointees under the energy sector. Moving here and there, throwing dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. But whilst the containers were at the port, just recently there is a post going around that then he was saying something that he didn't know about it. It was a communique from the sector after audit. That was what, and I'm like, if there is a communique after audit, when they bring it to you, what do? You also go back and then do a thorough search about the audit that they've done, whether it is legit or not. Before you come into the media and then come and then give any further information.
That's fair. Joe, how much debt is at the energy sector?
I learned about 2 point something billion.
Hmm?
I learned.
Joe.
Yes. Oh.
At the energy sector.
Oh.
2 points.
That is what I'm saying. I learned. So you
So,
want
so
to tell
you,
me?
you don't actually know the actual
Yes.
figure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. If you don't know, then that's fair.
Yeah.
And right now, we actually accept and understand that we have debt in the energy sector.
Yeah.
Which actually accumulated from the year 2019 till 2025. And who was in power then?
NPP.
So they
okay. So the total debt is 67 billion.
Yes. It is good that you have, because 2 points now Canadian. I was wondering where that figure was coming from. Okay, good. So you understand we have debts. We understand where the debt accumulation came from, right? And thirdly, let me ask this: between going for a loan to pay off this debt and then from our own coffers through our taxes pay it off, which one would you opt for?
I'm coming. I want to ask a question.
Okay.
That the monies they are taking, the de-levy they are taking, is it just for a particular period, or is something that has come to stay?
Okay, that's
because for the 4 years. Because now, is he upon Kuma? I listened to one of his interview recently concerning this de-levy something. I think during parliamentary proceeding, and then he made a statement that now this de-levy that they are bringing on board, is this something? They said they need about 50 million, no 50 billion, to be able to run the affairs of the Dumso, to solve the Dumso issue.
Okay.
And then my question here is that they said they are taxing every Ghanaian 1 cedi. So in case that's per liter, so in case I buy 7 liters, I'm paying 7 cedis.
Okay.
And then we just did some rough calculation of just a lay driver, that's a trotro driver. If he is to pay this amount of money, it means that at the end of the month he's going to pay, or he's generating a revenue of 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Okay.
That's per driver.
Okay.
Per car, it's generating 2,000 Ghana cedis per month to the coffers of the energy sector.
Yeah.
Now, my question here is that how many cars do we have in the country?
Okay.
Let's do a simple calculation.
Joe,
No.
Do you know that you still haven't answered my question?
No, I'll answer your question. I'm deriving from I'm starting from somewhere, then I'll get to your question.
Okay.
Now, this amount of money that they are going to pay or they are spending in there, ask yourself the number of cars we have in this country. We can just use a month to be able to generate that funds.
Really?
Yes.
So you think the de-levy should stay for only a month? Afterwards, we are
because Joyce Bauer gave us I saw a communique or a post of Joyce Bauer saying that it's not a tax, but it's a contribution.
Okay.
To help the energy sector.
So that means after
if it's
we've paid
a contribution to help the energy sector, I agree, because we are all in this country. We want the progress of the country.
Okay.
So if it's going to be just for 1 month, 1 cedi is what?
Okay. That's
to
fair.
me, 1 cedi is what?
That's fair.
You understand? But if it is something that is coming to stay, and then per the bill they passed or they are trying to pass, it's more than. It's not just a 1 month something.
Okay.
It's something that has come to stay for the 4 years of their governance.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
And then when the Minister of Finance, Finance Minister, during the budget, I believe they allocated a budget to the energy sector. They did all their survey and know that this amount of money or this amount of budget, when we invest into the energy sector, will be able to sustain us power for the year, because every year we read budget. So if you are telling us after allocating this huge amount of money into the energy sector, coming back coming to tax Ghanaians again, telling us that we should pay 1 cedi.
That's not fair.
It's not fair enough.
Okay.
You've increased.
Now answer my question.
Your question.
Between we paying off our debts with a tax, like this 1 cedi thing, or going for a loan to pay it, which one will you opt for?
I opt for we paying the levy.
Okay.
To help.
That's fine.
But already the loan has already been taken. Has already been
2.7.
Yeah.
As against 67 billion.
No, I'm coming. Okay. So loan sign, that was 2024. Okay, so Ghana Energy Sector Recovery Program, Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, World Bank donated 2.5 billion.
Billion or million?
Billion.
Okay.
To the energy sector.
Okay. That was a donation.
Yes.
Okay. That's 2.5 billion.
Yes.
And how much is our debt?
67.
Okay.
So which year is that?
Is it?
Which year did they donate?
Yeah.
World Bank donated.
Yeah.
That's not it.
That's in 2024. Donation.
So your government used it.
Now 2024, there been every power.
It's not 2024 election. So when it was donated to the government.
No. I'm coming.
What's the date on your article?
Per the 2025 budget, the MPP government secured 25 million US dollars agreement in the 2024 to booster energy sector recovery. Why then impose a new tax for the same objective while the loan remain active? What is the current status and intended use of the loan?
Okay.
So the loan was secured for 2025.
Okay.
We
think that's a valid question.
You understand?
Yeah, that's a valid
so
question.
If this amount of money
is there,
is
25
million,
why are we still paying?
Why are we still paying 1 cedi again?
Okay, that's fair.
Let
me get you.
So
it's fine.
Not
so when you go to the energy
no, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm only saying that 25, you what you're saying is not even half of a billion of dollars.
Yes.
And the money needed is 3.1 billion. You said 25
million
no, it's
dollars.
250, not 25. 250. See, not even out of 500 million. Talk about 1 billion, 2, 3. So don't create the impression as though 250 million can solve the problem when you know very well that 250
I'm coming, that's fine. I think the question you raised is fine, and I think the answer he's giving is also valid.
Yeah, it's also valid, but I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
That we were in power for 8 good years. We never collected tax to solve the issue of the energy sector. Power light was on for 8 good years. We just faced
on, but is the light not on?
It's on.
Yes.
There are some places. Even I think is it last week or last 2 weeks, I was facing a light issue in my community.
Prepare your timetable. What accounted for that statement?
Prepare your timetable.
Yes.
Were we facing the doomsday hardship we faced during your tenure?
Which tenure?
During your tenure from 2012 to 2016. If let's say this community will go off in the morning and come on in the evening, then another community will go. So we were running shifts.
But
here lies the case in my government. We never experienced doomsday for even 4 months.
Okay.
It was just about 2 to 3 months, and then it was just some mere challenges that was going on. And then we did doomsday. Then within a short period of time, we were able to solve it.
Why is Prince laughing? I don't
we were able to solve it in a short period of time.
Oh, you solved it?
Yes.
What was the problem?
What was the problem?
Yeah, what was the problem then? It wasn't debt.
No, it was not a debt.
So the IPPs who came that they were shutting down because we owed them and all that in 2024. It wasn't.
We know say it be election year. It was an election year.
So we weren't owing them. So the 67 billion came from January.
See, I'm not saying we are not owing, but you see, other sectors were pissed with the government. We understand there were hardship and a whole lot. So people were
Russia, Ukraine war.
So people were moving in and out lambasting the government here and there, just to make the government unpopular.
Okay.
Make the government useless in the and make the government look like they are incompetent in the eyes of Ghanaians, just for Ghanaians to have sympathy on the NDC, for them to come to power.
Okay.
And then just for them to come to power. I remember the last State of the Nation address of my former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
That I know for God's sake, for God's sake, prosperity will judge that man for us. That man has been of a very good help to most Ghanaians. In fact, the entire Ghanaians.
Okay.
He has really helped Ghanaians. He said that when in his State of Nation address, he said, whilst I'm leaving power, the light is on. I don't expect the NDC to come and tell me that the light is no more on.
Okay, Joe.
You understand? So if you are telling me they just came to power 5 months and then here and there light issues and then causing a whole lot of challenges in the country, and then you are here telling me that then.
Okay, that's fine. Prince, let me ask you this. The D-levy, as it has been said,
energy sector amendment bill, 1 Ghana levy.
What is it about? It's something from your government.
Yes,
Tell
I mean
us
this
what
is very
about.
important to me. You
Okay.
realize how my brother wants to conveniently lie his way through, but you see, in summary,
Yes, sir.
it is trite knowledge without a share of that the energy sector was plunged into an abyss of excessive debt
Okay.
by the MPP government.
Okay.
In fact, the finance minister in his last budget reading did indicate to us that about $1.73 billion that we owe to our IPPs alone. The ECG alone is in debt of about 68 billion Ghana cedis. So clearly telling you that we owe a lot. As we speak, our current sector debt, that's energy sector debt, is over around $3.1 billion. Now, if you take a careful look at our power generation, the nature of our power generation currently, you realize that we have moved significantly from hydro. We are doing about 70% of our generation mix being liquid fuels,
Okay.
or our generation mix coming from thermal.
Okay.
So what it then suggests that you will need more money to procure these liquid fuels, be it the light crude oil, distillate fuel oil, heavy fuel oil, and all that.
Okay.
So clearly, government, it's only appropriate the government of the day devise some revenue measures to be able to take care of these expenses, so that we can all have the reliable and uninterrupted power supply we have been hearing for. This year alone, government has projected about $1.2 billion to be spent on liquid fuels alone. You still have to go and buy. Now, the NDC government believes that, see, the periods of keeping the lights on without any financial efficiency, which will later become the old energy debt cycle, should be addressed, because he just mentioned about, the light was on, but you are owing same power about $423 million.
Okay.
Car power, $371 million. We are owing Sona Asogli $297. You just told him how car power trusted should shut down. So you're like telling me that, I can keep the light on. Somebody is providing power for you. The main for the light is on. Know that the person is engaged in a profit venture. So definitely he will want to take returns, or he want to get returns on his services rendered. So although I've been convenient, I've been comfort, I've been okay with you, giving you the power for a whole year without taking money. But it will get to a point where I will want my money. Should you not comply with that directive or that demand, I can decide not to supply you with power again.
Okay.
So now car power, when they said they want to now shut down their operations, their supply to government, we're going to go through them. So but you will sit here and say that, the lights were on, but you owe them. So you were owing them, the light was on, but you forgot that one day they will come to you and say that pay us. If you are unable to pay, the light will go off again. So NDC government believes that it's not just a matter of keeping the light on, it's also a matter of how best we can pay off some of this debt.
Okay.
Now, you see, in 2016, Mahama introduced in first term. 2015 introduced EXLA.
Yeah.
That was able to accrue about 3 billion Ghana cedis annually. You recall very well how MPP fiercely opposed it. There is a nuisance tax, and that should they come to office, as 2017, they will scrap it off. They even captured in their manifesto. When they came, EXLA was for about a period of 5 years. They extended it to about 15 years. So as we speak, you and I, will be free from ESLA, or ESLA will be free up until 2035. Now, even collateral ESLA, some of the ESLA money, that's what you used to pay pension funds. So money meant to take care of the energy sector debt. You used to pay pension funds. About 720 million was misappropriated. If you read the KPMG report on the SML deal, President Akufo-Addo, contracted them to conduct an audit. If you read it, you realize 720 million was misappropriated. Clearly telling you that this is what he did. That money meant for the energy sector. This is what he used it for. So I'm not surprised you're here telling us that you cannot trust us. But this is a levy specifically for a sector.
Okay.
E-levy just said is to support
it's
the economy.
It's a corrupt levy.
Please relax. You are taking e-levy. You claim to support your economy.
Joe, you see when you were talking, it was quiet.
You take e-levy to support your economy. Economy borders, yes, on energy. It borders on employment. Education infrastructure. So the e-levy you just sat here and explained. You didn't know what we were using it for. It was generic.
Okay.
Now this is a particular levy for the energy sector.
Okay.
And I'm telling you what you do with similar money for energy sector. You were able to pay pension funds. That's what he did.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to what we are having today, you see, when it comes to petrol pricing, we all know government does not necessarily have absolute control over that. Right? Is that not the case?
Yeah.
But they have some control in the sense that, I mean, you deal with dollars, the international market price is in dollars. So what he can do as a government is to work on your exchange rates.
Okay.
And that's what the current government is doing. But before that, let's face the issues here. He was talking about 200 liters and all that. And I've seen that about me saying that this government is sensitive and is going to bring more hardship. You see,
yes.
That about me, I want to humbly submit to him to spare us his comedy content creating spree he has embarked on.
How?
Ever since he lost the election. You are telling me that under you, as at November, diesel was around 23 Ghana cedis. Today, diesel is around 12 Ghana cedis. Under you, petrol 16 Ghana cedis. But I want to now tell us that we all went through basic school. We were taught P1, less than, greater than. But Wamia is today telling us that if you put 12 here and 16 here, because this one is inclusive, 1 Ghana levy, 12. But Wamia say that 12 is now greater than 16 because 1 Ghana levy is added. No, help it make sense. You are telling me that that driver who will go and buy a liter of fuel under MPP for 16 Ghana cedis, today is buying at 12. Regardless of the number of liters he buys, he's still making savings. Under MPP, a gallon of fuel was 72 Ghana cedis. Today it's around 52 Ghana cedis. Even if you look at some stations below that, about 52 Ghana cedis, mean that on every gallon, that driver is saving 20 Ghana cedis. Okay. 20 Ghana cedis today. That money, he wouldn't have gotten that same money or wouldn't have been able to make that savings under MPP. Okay. But he's getting that. If he's to buy 10 gallons, mean that he's making a savings of 200 Ghana cedis because of Mahama Papa Banti. Please relax. I'm giving you the facts. Charlie. These are things that you can experience on a daily basis. Okay. Now, I have somebody. Yes. You see, let's not forget that when we're buying the fuel at 16 Ghana cedis or 17, we're still paying e-levy. It's not like the driver was still paying e-levy. Okay. Those of them that were taking bet were still paying betting tax. At the same time, buying fuel at 17. Do you know how hardship is measured? You see, when you want to measure poverty, one thing you look at is how much money people have on them to spend. Okay. Now, economically, how I call autonomous consumption basket. So when Mr. Mari, you see your salary. Yeah, there are some basic things that you spend on. So the moment government reduce price of certain things, like basic things that you spend on, government has increased your marginal propensity to save. That means the amount of money that will be left after you buying the basic things to go and save in the bank or invest in other things has increased. But government has not increased your salary. Now, government, today that driver, that Mahama has reduced the fuel price based on the current exchange rate we have because of the appreciation we had from 16 to 12. The money that he will spend on 200 liters is not the same amount that he's spending today. Okay. So he's saving more money. It's not about bringing hardship. If you are to go by yours, it's not about bringing hardship. Under you, when you introduce e-levy, your inflation was around 54.1%, but you introduced e-levy. People were already going through the hardships, but you introduced e-levy. But today, you see, a man called me 2 days ago. He was telling me how thankful he is to President Mahama for what he's doing with the fuel. He buys diesel. He was telling me under MPP, diesel of 20 Ghana cedis. Today is around 12 Ghana cedis. Do you know that 20 Ghana cedis every 3 days he used to I think block factory business, so he do transport all of them, deliver some of his goods. Every 3 days he buy food about 4,000 Ghana cedis. That 4,000 divided by 20, you are going to get 200. Is that not the case? My math is not good. You can teach me. 4,000 Ghana cedis. That means that man can get only 200 liters of diesel. Today, if that man is still buying that 200 liters, same quantity, which has not changed, 200 liters now, he's only spending 2,400 Ghana cedis. So Mahama is saving him 1,600 Ghana cedis. You are telling that man today that you can convince him that Mahama has brought hardship. He's making savings of 1,600. Now that man was even telling me something that anytime he goes to a fuel station, he buys a Star Oil. He showed me receipts that he paid through money. When he wants to pay through money, apart from buying at a higher price of 20 Ghana cedis, no, or spending 4,000, he will still pay more money of 4,000 and pay e-levy on it 40 Ghana cedis. So that man today, because Mahama has scrapped e-levy, he is saving 40 Ghana cedis in addition. Because if you go to the filling station today, he buy that 200 liters today, which he will pay 2,400 and has made savings of 1,600. No, when he's paying through mobile money, he will not pay e-levy. He has saved additional 40 Ghana cedis. Wow. Today, a young man is listening. He is a similar business. When he goes to buy that, quantity of diesel, that's 200 liters, and was paying 4,000 Ghana cedis. He will come and want to pay through Momo. You take him 40 Ghana cedis. When that young man goes home and go and stake his bet between PSG and Inter Milan, win 10,000 Ghana cedis. Baumia and Akufado, we're taking us, would have taken 1,000 Ghana cedis. From that 10,000 Ghana cedis, today that young man will go and buy his food and make that savings of 1,600. Will pay through more money and make savings of 40 Ghana cedis. Will stake the bet and take all the 10,000. That 1,000 Ghana cedis that Baumia and Akufado would have taken. He's saving that money. You want to convince that man that President Mahama is bringing hardship. Is that what you're telling me? You see, I was telling the fuel price. Why President Mahama?
1 minute you end.
President Mahama said that the 1 Ghana levy added will not increase the export price. So it's not as though the fuel price you see today is going to be increased. No. Now, government, I told you, government regulates the petroleum industry, the petroleum downstream industry through MPA, is to make sure that all these, oil marketing companies or liquefied petroleum gas marketing companies are in conformity with the petroleum pricing formula. That's, you are looking at one, the international market's price. Two key things that you look at, the exchange rate, or you can look at the margins on products, taxes and levies, or the freight cost. These are other things that you can look at. But two key things that you look at is one, the exchange rate, two, the international market price. Why we are seeing the reduction in fuel today is because one, the international market price has reduced. But the reason why we say Mahama is also helping in the reduction of fuel prices because of the exchange rate. Because this is simple economics or maths. If the international market price per barrel is 1,000 Ghana or $1,000, and your exchange rate is 16, meaning that you will need 16 times 16,000 to go and import that crude. Now, because the dollar has reduced to 12, that businessman will not need that amount of money again to go and import. So although the price at the international market is the same, but because Mahama was able to appreciate the cedi from 16 to 12, today it has reduced. So that's what government can do on your part. Now, what is happening is that President Mahama has assured this businessman that I'm going to keep the dollar between 10 and 12. So in the next pricing window, in fact, this reduction that came, most people were displeased about it, that if you look at the reduction in the international market price, and if you look at how well our city is performing, most of these
down much more.
Fuel stations should have reduced to around 11 cedis or 10.55. But most of them are still doing 12. It's okay. So we are expecting that the next pricing window, we will see a more reduction in nominal value of at least 1 Ghana cedis. Please follow carefully. So now, because of what President Mahama is doing with the dollar, and then because the international market price is reduced, in fact, looking into the future, there is hope for Ghana. Because if you look at the EIA forecast for Brent crude, they are saying that Brent crude will average around $66 for this year, and then for 2026 it will be around $59, which is lower than the world market price of $81 for 2024. So clearly telling you that in the near future there is a high possibility that then the crude price or the international market price will reduce further. Okay. But government also doing well with the exchange rate. So Ghanaians will be rest assured that the fuel price will go down again. Now this one Ghana levy will take effect. Should everything go through, will take effect in the next pricing window. Now in the next pricing window, these OMCs are supposed to reduce. That's next pricing window is from 16th of this month to the end of the month. Are supposed to reduce it at least by 1 Ghana because of the exchange rate. Yeah. You know, MP is supposed to make sure that they are, in conformity with the pricing formula. Now to bring some fairness to consumers, because you cannot just say that me na mako farm petrol so at least it was say make it sense, because you cannot go and tell me say you na price na farm you na exchange rate of Ghana until we can tell you sika see dia ohia ya or the cover crude ni buy. Then President Mahama is saying that because there will be reduction, which in nominal value, make a nominal value, Sikano 1111 now, it better so by 1 cedi. It will go down by 1 cedi, at least. Some of them even reduce it more than 1 Ghana cedis. So now, instead of maybe Star Oil, today is selling as 11.77 for petrol. Instead of you reducing it from 11.77 to 10.77, in the next pricing window, maintain it at the current 11.77. Please, do you understand? I don't want you to come and ask me political questions. That's why I'm doing like a P1 chart. So, because of the next pricing window, the 1 Ghana levy is not 1%. 1 Ghana levy, that's a nominal value. It's not. Will take effect in the next pricing window, and we are to see reduction in the price of fuel, which will either be at least 1 Ghana cedis. Some will be more. President Mahama said that keep that 1 Ghana cedis, factor it in the next reduction. That's in the next pricing window. So don't go from 11.77 to 10.77. Keep it at the 11.77. So when President Mahama said that the 1 Ghana levy will not affect the export price, that's what he meant. And the MPP for say, "I papa no okay," and the 1 Ghana cedi got 12.80, and yes sir, 1 Ghana levy no able to take effect in the next pricing window. I was so motiso. On better so anchor from cry 1 Ghana. So 1 Ghana ebe from and President Mahama say mon factor in sa 1 Ghana levy no. O factor in sa 1 Ghana levy na. Price na won in no. Ebe say agina sa the same as next pricing window no. Enti who say fuel no akosoro because ya to 1 Ghana levy. This abanya oni nyasa kwa no tim ye we. E bra na wo to fuel mu ba wo me na kan ye. Say akofado yes am. Na o DJ Ghana for betting tax. And then mabuna nam koto fuela omutua tutu mo amoni amutua e11 and omonya omutua better etwam and the Ghana ni bia say yetete no maso ukọ porter obi ase and okoyi ne car port import duties no in relation to dollar the dollar number for nko ano hu hia say menka say ma abanye ba aban mpo ankoti import duties no bi so kra na dollar number for nko anti no obi car or import ba abafom and na metie ma bi say bases of free Korea dollar number for you know. As well as see who what Habaomian said told us that when the fundamentals of your economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But you see, Mr. Omari, President Mahama on Pekasa, President Mahama is saying that when the fundamentals of economy are strong, the exchange rate will extol and speak for you. Such that you need not organize economic lectures and be sharing PDFs. Neither will you need to commit a gross diplomatic offense without a recourse of arresting another country's currency and putting it in police cells, giving the key to your IDP or chief of defense staff. No, what President Mahama Atufos is doing is committed to delivering on the reset agenda of Ghana, and Dr. Bawumia should better go and take his economic serious. But Ghanaians know the difference between 12 and 16. They would rather pay 12 Ghana cedis, inclusive of tax, than paying 16 Ghana cedis. Now Mr. Omari, obi uncle school crab is say, Okota they say, adieno, tax account. What the tax? The tax and a levy, however you want to put it. Upon tax, I'm going to say, no. I didn't buy 12 Ghana cedis. Quality near pay, quantity near pay. Now, back will say, you see, if I tax and total, or more than 1 per tax, and I fee, or more than 16 Ghana cedis and patch on here, better.
Okay, Prince.
And yet 12 no better.
Prince.
Enti bawo mi obeso che ending. Okay. That's enti enne me no ka say ma cheche mu yi.
Okay.
Next price window na ye ba no. 1 Ghana live na ye dey ba no. Fuel price no koto no shell and I go in enkosoro.
Okay.
Nya woto na no na beto e ma MPP ni bia en dada o.
Let me ask you one simple question, and this one I want a simple answer, yes or no.
Yes or no, dear. Hey, politician is yes or no.
This D levy, Joe bisa asembi.
Yeah.
Intimitimo, yepehumoy. A bear forever thing, and now say is for a period of time.
That's one thing I agree with him because me personally, yeah, I'm not in the position to speak to that because minister already identified. Yeah. One my different timeline. Okay. Because it's here with the but me susu yemono. But you say about timeline to that because say can I know you've been able to tell the amount that we owe in the energy sector and the amount of money we need. Yeah. You've been able to do your projections that we will do between 5 to 6 billion Ghana annually. Yeah. So if you are able to reach your target, that's if you are able to reach your target for the year. Maybe it can take us 2 years to be able to clear your debt. So if you are taking it to clear your debt or buy liquid fuels, in the course of the 2 years, what are we doing to also look at ECG? That the losses that you are making, they will not make their losses. Okay. But government every day spend money for their shortfalls. So I believe that this levy is not going to be in perpetuity. Okay. But maybe the minister should do us the honor of maybe coming to communicate with us a possible timeline so that Ghanaians can be certain as to when they will continue or finish paying this one Ghana.
Okay. And since you are still on it, let's tackle our topics.
I want to ask him a question.
When your time comes, you'll fix it in and then so because we don't really have time. We started the show very late. The Ghana National Association of Teachers are opposing to the inclusion of private schools under the free SHS policy. What do you make?
I want to know if I want to say Ghana National Day. Our Ghana. You see, I thank God that CSOs that their silence were loud even to a hearing of death today have regained their voices. Okay. And Obia TV Kasa, Obia Antitio, and for more Ghana won't even Kasa. Mahama by Obia Kasa for democracy, we will not see NDC tax entering courts, Obia free court. No. And our bar on them, we will not do that. Or UTV is doing program, they will enter there to determine or more regulatory how they should regulate their program. They will not do that. So everybody is having their fair opportunity to be able to speak on national issues. You see, when it comes to the private partner with the private schools, is the best way to go. Look, the current problem you are facing has to do with infrastructure space, limited infrastructure space. Now, government want to gradually phase out the double track system. How do you do that? You want to expand infrastructure. Can government build like 300 schools within 1 month or 3 months? No. So in gradually phasing out, you have to partner with the private sector. I don't know whether you have engaged. In fact, coming in, I read a news article on that's the conference of private secondary cycle schools or something like that, are saying that they are also in agreement and have expressed their willingness to partner with government to implement this. Because ever since senior high school came, people don't have money to pay. So what is it? I want to go to public school because I don't have money to pay for the private. The private schools, their buildings, some of them, were left empty. Okay. By government, so there's excessive pressure on your amenities in the public schools. Okay. So you say free senior school, everybody should come. But the buildings, the class are not supposed to accommodate 20 people or 40 students. It's now taking 70 students. So there's pressure on your amenities or your facilities. Okay. So what should government do? You have buildings free; they are not of use. So partner with them and pay that amount that they are paying because government is indirectly paying the public schools. Indirectly, you are paying them. So pay that amount of money to the private sector. Okay. So they reach an agreement with them that every student will pay like 1,000 Ghana cedis. So I'm paying them so they will come to your school. So that private school cannot become like a public school. Okay. Doing this, we are not just going to do it forever. I told you we are gradually facing out the double track system. So government will also expedite the completion of senior high schools that MPP abandoned. Okay. The E-blocks that they abandoned. And government will build more, senior high schools so that we will be able to, have enough infrastructure space to accommodate the thousands of people that are graduating from the basic school. Okay. So clearly, I respect their concerns because they are the teachers. Yeah. But what I was saying is that they should also understand what government is doing. Africa Institute of Education has been supported this cause. That this is a very, very laudable idea. Okay. But government should be able to make sure that they complement it with expediting the completion. You cannot do this forever because the private schools will take more of the public schools. But then, because the exigencies of the time demand that you do this. Okay. So this is a very laudable policy. This is what MPP couldn't think about. But Honorable Haruna Iddrisu and Clement Apak are thinking through this with vision, not in the mouth or bold vision. No, not about bold vision. This is a clear vision to make sure that the double track that these people created, they created a double track. When Mahama had a vision
Your time
that
is
we
up.
want to do it this way to be able to deal with double track. They went the Rambo style way. Rambo style. May I say, also in time.
Joe, because our time is limited now, but I am allocating 5 minutes. You did 5, so
Hey, I did 3.
No, you did 5.
It's not my
You did 5. You did 5.
Maybe new.
question.
So I want to clear the air that he was saying that.
Remember, this is in your 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You
I
don't say
want to clear
you.
the air that in his submission pertaining to the D levy, saying that fuel we're purchasing fuel at 20 cedis from 20 to 16 cedis. It's a big lie.
So I told you diesel under NPP.
Oh, when you were talking, I was quiet.
Okay. Yes. So when you are also making that submission,
also
you
put it
fix
in
it.
there.
Yeah.
Fuel, when we were leaving power, fuel was around 14 cedis. When we left power,
Joe.
14 cedis.
Joe.
14 cedis.
Okay.
When we were leaving power.
Okay.
Because I remember by then, I used to pick my uncle's motor. Then, once my farm the film, maybe if I want to go and do my rounds, then I pick. Then, if I have money on me, then I buy fuel. So I know what I'm saying. It was around 14 cedis.
Okay.
So he should stop saying that when they came to power, fuel was around 20 cedis. From 20 cedis to 16 cedis, you are not even how will I even say it? You are not even hitting, or you are not even telling the truth to Ghanaians. You are saying 14, 16, now 20. So which is which? When we were leaving for power, fuel was 14 cedis. You came to power, you've been able to reduce it from 14 to 12 cedis.
Okay.
It's fine. But when you go to other places, depending on the vicinity or the environment where you are, you will get some buying it 12 cedis, some buying it 13 cedis.
Okay.
So I want him to know that for some are selling it 13, some are selling it 12 cedis.
Okay.
So what's the difference? 1 cedi, 2 cedis difference from our time. Now, with what he was saying that he made some statement pertaining to the dollar issue.
Yeah.
When we were leaving power, dollar was around 14 cedis, 70 pesos.
Okay.
14 cedis, 70 pesos. Now you've been able to bring it from 14 cedis to I think 12 cedis or 10 cedis. 10 cedis, 70 something, 77 pesos, right?
No, I can't see,
77 pesos. Now, you've done a good job on that. Now ask yourself, dollar has come down. What is the inflation rate? Has it also dropped? Still where it is.
No.
Okay.
Still where it is. So what's the difference? Dollar dropping, but still now inflation still now it was still baby a one and drop here. So are we making progress, or we are still where we are? Me see dynamic in yefe. Masi dino. Masi da masisi mbaste na emu nyefe. Anti e kana me boy no nyansa be na wom. You understand my point?
Okay.
So the dollar is down, still things are the way it is. The reason why the dollar is down is that now we have not started paying contractors. You should go and start paying contractors, and then tell me that
you have 2 minutes in your time.
It is.
And you haven't addressed the topic itself.
So now with the the collaboration of the private and the public sector freezing a high, to me, is not of a good call.
Why?
Why? Because already there's a lot of duty, or there's a lot of investment in this free SHS policy.
Okay.
Just for the private sector. Even government is even finding it difficult in allocating resources to these institutions for them to be, to have the free, as we said it is free. During my government, how do we doing it? This current government are facing challenges in handling the free SHS policy. You understand? Yeah. Because they have no idea about how we went about bringing things on board to make sure things are done great. And then you are telling me you want to add private sector to it. Hey, the private sector what are they bringing on board? Okay, maybe they are bringing the classrooms on board and other things on board to help sustain the free SHS policy. As you were saying that to scrap the double track. Now I want to put it on record. During our government, when Napo took office, Educhum took office, we clear off the double track system.
Okay.
We clear off the double track system. And I remember they go to school and then they come and sit home for I think 2 months, I think one to 2 months or so. And then not that no, it's a break that they've come and then relax, go and then refresh and come back again. And then come and learn.
So the double track was actually scrapped.
Yes.
Before your government.
Yes. Some schools were still going for the double track. Not majority. It was only few that were going.
Okay.
But majority were off the double track system.
Your time is up.
Yes.
So kindly end it for me.
So like I'm saying, I don't see the essence of we adding the private sector to it, because when we add the private sector, we are bringing in more burden onto the sector, the formation. I say from the education sector, we are bringing in a lot of pressure in there, because if you could see the general secretary of the GhanaNat, is Tom Simusa, and I'm reading from City News.
Joe, because of time.
Please, it's very important. He said, okay, back against the policy shift, caution that it may worsen the already strained resource in the public sector. This clearly shows that if we should add the private sector, we are going to, put a lot of burden onto the government.
Okay.
And then the government are saying there's no money. When it happens like that, now free SHS will be useless.
Okay.
Will be like a doormat. Okay. So I'm pleading to the government. They should stay away from the free SHS policy. They should not, touch it to make it useless or make it doormat in the eyes of Ghanaians.
Okay.
Because we all know education is a right. Education is never a privilege. As they said, education is a right.
Okay.
Because when you educate one person, you educate the entire nation.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Let's do this topic first. The technical and vocational training has been projected as one of the major keys to address unemployment in Ghana by the education minister. And we all know the vastity, the weight, the impound of unemployment crisis on the neck of this country. And so we all thought as a government they put in place measures where industries of facilities would be constructed, or some sort of, but here comes the case. This is the direction the minister is taking us to. Prince.
Yes, sir. You see, our politics there, clearing the air is more important than a new topic, but it's very important too.
Okay.
One, when I was speaking, I was very clear. I didn't say when you were leaving office. When I say under MPP, and the MPP stemmed from 2017 to 2024.
Okay.
2022 November, diesel was 23 Ghana cedis. Okay. Is it true or not?
Okay.
That's it. Now, when it comes to exchange rate, please, Bawumia is the one who made exchange rate a profound subject of political discussion in this country. Be honest, before Bawumia came to Ghana's political scene, was exchange rate a big deal in Ghana? It's only Bawumia who has a quote on exchange rate. Okay. He reduced the whole country's economy to exchange rate that a dollar should be the sole metric of measuring whether a country's economy is good or not. It's Bawumia that did it.
Okay.
Second, you mentioned about free SHS. That when we came, things are now messing up, and how you did it. Ever since we came to power, have you heard any student complaining about food again? No. When it comes to allocation, we have done 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, 33% higher than what you did. You are telling me we don't know how to go about it. Now, with double track, anytime GES, They release timetable for senior high schools. Maybe you don't get to check. It's not about phasing it out. Even when free senior high school started, it's not all schools in the country that were doing double track.
Okay.
Right? But we double track because most of the schools were doing it. DS, anytime they release their timetable, you will see say they will indicate schools that are under double track, schools that are really running the single track. Schools are still running double track. You're telling me that Napo and Aduchun cleared it. Where is that coming from? You mentioned about inflation, that inflation is still where it is. My brother, please take your study serious. Under you took our inflation to 54.1% in 2022. Higher, 21-year record high, you broke it. For the last time something like that happened was again under MPP again. In 2001, under Kofo, April, 59.7%. Today as we speak, inflation has even dropped from 24.1% to 18.4% just yesterday. Okay. You are telling me what? Please, let's get serious. MPP, you see, omo person omo bibi omo nya. What did you make an say? Now TVET, Toronto the old but chill. TVET now you can watch this here. TVET very good, and I want to commend the past government. They have done so well when it comes to TVET. Sure. Me, I can't sit here because of politics and say they didn't do well. TVET have done very well, and I've 2 days ago heard the education minister mentioned about sponsorship that will be coming in. I think that's the way to go, because the sociology and the political science is too much. The theory is too much. Everybody should be able to learn something that you can when you leave school you can work with, right? You have some handiwork skills, and it's part of why the government is enrolling or implementing the national apprenticeship program. The national apprenticeship program, government is going to partner with the TVET. Yeah. Some of the schools are going to take care of the apprentices. So clearly, government has a clear vision of making sure that every Ghanaian youth who want to learn how to sew, how to barber, any handiwork skills, you will be trained properly. Okay. And then so that at the end of the day, you can also earn some, good, money for living. Okay. So clearly, Mr. Omari, yes, MPP, ever since Mahama has come to power, they've not been able to get one thing negative about President Mahama. We are focused on delivering our research agenda. Dr. Bawumia or Brian Champo is none of our business. We are not focused on attacking personalities. No, we are making sure that the rule of law works in the country, that every Ghanaian employed will be favored. Businesses are now being able to expand because the dollar has come down. Inflation is dropping. Now, inflation, please, 1 minute or 30 seconds. Inflation is not relative to price. Inflation is just talking about the rate at which price of goods and services are increasing. Prices are increasing. So when we say inflation has dropped, we are only saying that the rate at which it is increasing, it has now reduced. Now some of them can happen in the normal aside that you will go today and the price has reduced from 10 Ghana to 9 Ghana cedis. But it does not mean that when inflation has reduced, price has reduced. It means that the rate American and the cost of MPP abreso okota the 1 week na cost and 1 gallon na 600 Ghana cedis. Adechi 690, Adechi 700 no. And the antisabium. Ajina jira Ghana for na or market on the 1,000 cedis kwa me ko dwama metimato. MPP abreso o ko dwam no o du dwama so san frɛ ofie mo send bibi nka ho na ba o mi wa na ade no bi me da se.
So I want to clear that. I want to clear the air as well. That now, inflation rate that he was talking about during my government, as of 2022, it was somewhere 51.4. That's very true. Why did it happen? We were in this country when we were hit with Russia and Ukraine war, and then COVID came in to destroy a whole lot of things. Now we're in this country when my president then came to address the nation that will be going on the COVID lockdown. We're in this country. We used to buy Gary Olonka for I think 3 cedis or 5 cedis. When the president announced a lockdown, within that week, Gary went from 5 cedis all the way to 35 cedis. Some were selling 50 cedis. Why? Because I felt like, hey, coffee lockdown. Manton sikadinya meba Charlie, me say. And then people were buying it on mobile price now. They were buying it because one thought then I'll be D. They have no option than to do it. This was where our exchange rate increased to that extent. because everybody is selling things how they want. And then this is a country whereby it's not a country show bisu. This is a freedom country.
Okay.
As at 2023, I remember in Parliament, they were trying to pass a levy, a bill in Parliament concerning our import and then I've forgotten the distance, just to be able to sustain that if we are buying this, it's going to be a price that is going to cut across. Everybody is supposed to sell it like that at that rate.
Okay.
They were trying to pass it in Parliament, but the then minority did not agree.
Okay.
The majority today, then minority, did not agree to that.
Okay.
And then it brought a whole lot of issue here and there. And then today you are sitting here telling me all this. Now, as at 2024, when we were leaving power, exchange rate, inflation rate was around 22.3%.
Okay.
And if today you've come to power, and then it has dropped from 22.3% to 18%, 18.7%. Why are there? Why are there? Now, I was able to manage it from 54. Managing drop is from 54 to 22 within 2 years. Come on, you should be clapping for me.
Okay.
I have done well.
Okay. That's fair.
I have done well.
Sure.
What did you do during your time? What was the exchange when you were taking over from Kufuor? And then where did you take it to? So you should not sit here and be throwing dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. Okay. Just saying anything just because I'm saying for political plus.
Okay. Joe, your time will be over very soon.
Now, when it comes to the TVET, I really appreciate Nana Adudankwa and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, our next president of the Republic of Ghana.
Hey. Okay.
2028, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is coming back to power.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It is highly possible.
Okay. Hey, now you've added highly.
Yes, it is highly possible.
Okay.
Wait, you see, this is a government that they think about Ghanaians. Unlike your government, then when Ghanaians were shouting, we need job, the only thing they could tell Ghanaians is that go to the forest, go and cut trees, come and stand by the roadside and sell it to the people.
You should sell the trees. That's what the NDC said.
That was the exact word of Setekwe. Yes, the finance minister then. Yes, people will buy it.
Hey.
Oh, it's on record.
Okay.
It's on record.
Okay.
You are a journalist, so you can go into the media then.
Sure.
You'll get it.
Sure.
The same way Mahama told Ghanaians that he is not a magician to put money into their pockets. What are you trying to tell Ghanaians? When Akufo-Addo told Ghanaians that the government sector is full up, so he would advise Ghanaians to set up a table by their doorsteps and then start doing businesses. Ghanaians are telling Nana-Addo that he's insulting them. He's telling them that Omoni Nyansa and a whole lot of things. What he is trying to say is that technically the CVET project he has brought on board is what? It's an eduma. Meboa. Until the moment of culture say set akonya na your business, what's the person trying to tell you?
Okay.
You have a skill. You can use that skill to earn something.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that. Because now by then, I had wanted to go to the senior high school to go and do visual art, because by then I was very good when it comes to drawing.
Oh, okay.
And then at the same time, when it comes to this electrical gadget, when it gets spoiled in the house, I just pick it, sit down, do some one or two, then pack,
okay.
And my dad was like, no, who wants an ejuma no? Then I'll go to the electrical field.
Okay.
I never knew they are even doing electricals in senior high.
Oh, okay.
If not for my dad and some people too. And then today I am proud of it because I know I'm a DDD.
Yeah.
And no, and I'm a DDD. So all the time I tell my people, don't see say because me follow parts into part in Nisika and I'm ED. I work. I don't just sit down.
Yeah.
I was a technician at GTP.
Wow.
Because of school, I have to resign from work so that I can have enough study.
Yeah, enough time to study.
Yes.
Sure, that's great.
So this alone is trying to tell us that the
TV
NPP government has really done a lot.
Okay.
See the STEM that Honorable Edutrum brought into existence.
Okay.
It's really helping a lot of people. I have one student in Akatinka University. This guy could sit down and then invent a whole lot of things. The things the guy is doing, my brother, I wonders. You, whoever say professor be, some engineer be, oh, I'm on yes, I did.
Okay.
By someone from our own country, our very own country, someone from this same Akufado Baumia led Free Senior High School, this CTVET training, the same person from that institute. So what is he trying to tell us?
Okay.
It's going to help us tackle the unemployment rate. Okay. Like I was saying, this unemployment rate was being tackled under the NPP government, because when we completed school, my year batch, my class, we were about 70 to 80 people. When we completed, out of these 70 to 80 people, we have about 30 people moving into the universities. Because we by then, yeah, the first school in India grow. But omo pay jumano. Because Charlie Jumano money school na fair uncle salary.
Yeah.
So about 40%. And then I don't know any of my course mates gallivanting in their community just like that.
Okay.
We are Juma.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, we are going to work. When we come back, we come and meet and we discuss. You understand?
Yeah.
So this alone should tell us that Charlie, the NPP government has really done a lot. And then I think they are copying, or they are learning. If I say they are copying, they are learning from what we did.
Okay.
And then I think it's good. It's a good call for Ghanaians all to applaud them on that.
We will be ending the conversation on this topic. So then I want us each, now that we are both in agreement that the TVET is a great thing. Okay. What do you think the government should do to make it more sustainable, make it more accommodative for people to actually, just as you said, like then also a government in regards to this TVET education?
Well, I think it's one of the challenges that they face has to do with, the equipment that they need.
Yeah.
It's not just enough putting on the buildings. Some of them, they need certain machines that they have to work with.
Okay.
If not, it will be like the normal university that we have today. That if you go to most of our science labs, what they need to actually do the practicals, they don't.
Okay.
So they come out and they are struggling. So we need to invest more in the infrastructure.
Okay.
Invest more in training teachers, professional teachers in that. Because most teachers don't want to go into that field, because it's more like when you go there, and we need to pay them well. Because that's the future. Yeah. Korea, Japan, they are all investing into that. So why as a country shouldn't we do that? You see, I want to address something. You see, I can't just leave my brothers. Oh, see, what he did in 2016, right? The 2024 inflation wasn't about COVID. You created inflationary pressures by printing money in 2022. You violated the Bank of Ghana Act 2016, Act 930. That's what that caused the inflation.
So that's what caused the inflation.
Second, if spending, you said you are not spending contractors. If the MPP understand not spending, is giving $30 million to contractor who completed merely 1% of the road. Yesterday, you saw the Minister for Roads, right? Is the understanding of spending is that $30 million they will pay for no work done. The NDC government will not spend. If the understanding of spending is sinking $58 million to National Cathedral, then the NDC government indeed will not spend. If the understanding of spending is using our money, 12 million, 11.9, approximately 12 million on Palugu Dam, then we are not spending. If the understanding of spending is using our money, 12 million on Japan Dam, $3 million on COVID-19 tracker app, $2 million on SkyTrain, 2 million Ghana cedis on COVID-19 tracker app that never worked. You spent all these monies. You wasted our money. So there's a difference between spending wisely and throwing money away. NDC government is committed to making sure that today you have to get your commencement certificate. The finance minister has to scrutinize it before you go and start your work.
Okay.
So we want to spend wisely, and not just throw Ghanaians the money of the public away. So that's what we are doing.
All right.
Prudent spending.
Joe, what do you think now that we are all in agreement to the fact that the TVET is a great cause to address this unemployment crisis?
Okay.
What do you think government should do?
Okay, so to me, I think there should be monitoring and evaluation. At least every mid-year, there should be a monitoring and an evaluation to see if there are some things they are lacking that we need to empower and strengthen those places. I think it's going to be of a good call. And also bringing in industries, well-equipped industries that they can come in and then support and then train our people to be of a good
contributors to
the growth of the country. I think it's going to be of a good help. And then also they should increase the accessibility. It should be accessible for everybody to come on board. No matter the age of the person or not, you should open it so that everybody can be able to come on board, and then also improve the quality. Improve the quality. They should maintain the quality at which it is,
but improve on it.
Yes, and then I think with that we are good to go.
No, everyone is having a minute to.
Mampani Mahama, only Bearman and one fair. Our ship are you, military fata than I have now fatano. Mechiano, a vice president, Professor Nanajin, on Casa, or getting the work done. On your beer, or be launching the app or developing we are now a commission, a call launching also on the on Nessa, on the populist. Now, Julius Kwame Anthony, I want to greet him for his immense support. Raymond Tamakulu Harrison Kujaba, Lawyer Beatrice Annan. Oh, mommy. Thank you so much for the love and support. And to all the NDC communicators, you've done so well in explaining this One Ghana levy. And I want to commend everyone that we should continue explaining it on. If not, the MPP, the propaganda is in their DNA. They have been infested with lies. My brother was sitting here, infested with lies from Baomia. So clearly, we have to make sure that we judiciously explain the policies towards the people of Ghana, to then understand the gains that we have made as a country currently.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe.
I didn't put him straight. Okay, so I want to say a very big thank you to my fellow patriots out there.
Okay,
and then also to the team of Honorable Titus Glover, the incoming national organizer.
Okay.
Yes, I want to say a very big thank you to him, and also to my godfather Valentino Ninonote, the former parliamentary candidate for Kolikote.
Okay.
He has been of a very good help to me and my team, and in fact those around me. He has really helped a lot of them.
Okay.
Today, the man is doing a great job, and then also to Mandela, Greater Accra Mandela, the incoming regional youth organizer.
Okay.
For the region, he's also doing a great job, and then I say a very big thank you to him. And then DNA, the people's DNA, God bless you wherever you are this morning.
Okay.
And that's what. And to my manager, Ake Yawake.
Okay.
Yes, the small boy danger, the boy that was able to bring a lot of challenge. Akwanwa good, solid.
Okay.
That guy. He will go far.
Yeah, he will go far.
He will go far.
But are you the one that said, should Zanato win, you defer your course?
Yes, I'm
Have
the
you
one.
deferred your course?
Yes, I did. By then I was out of school, so
you were lying.
So you knew the consequences won't matter.
So
you should be out of school by then.
when I said Baomia has infested him with lies, I was not lying.
Okay.
No, how did I?
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time and dedication. We thank our audience, our listeners, and our viewers for wherever they are making time with us. It's the weekend. It's a holiday. Happy Eid to our Muslim friends and family, wherever they are. You should enjoy your festive season with sanity, with peace, amongst each other. To my producers, I thank you. Ghana Talks Radio, we are still on. Stay tuned. We will be coming your way with so many more on the weekend holiday edition. The Showbiz Arena will resume today at 3 p.m. So make a time to be part of it. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Bye bye.